Hey there, good man fam. Okay, the first thing I want to do is make sure that everybody understands that this is not a diss video. This is not me attacking anyone or something like that because you know how sensitive people can be nowadays, especially the sisterhood. So I want to make sure people understand that. But I have to do this video in order to try to help this sister out. Now, the video you're about to watch is going to talk about something that's kind of a thing in the manosphere, which is that females 35 years of age are so-called expired. You know, the whole thing of men age like wine, females age like milk type thing. And so her defense for this whole thing not being true is going to just be hilariously shocking. Like, what? I just really don't understand why modern females do this. Oh, right. I do understand. That's why you're here. See, at the Treat Your Good Man Right fam, we understand these subtle nuances. We understand the parts behind the parts. We don't just look at things directly. We look at them at an angle to see what else there is behind it. This female here, yeah, she really doesn't understand something very simple. But I'm going to try to help this sister out. Again, not a diss video, but I don't want to leave her out here in the wilderness. So watch this and you'll understand exactly about what it is I'm speaking.
You're gonna expire before the age of 25. By the age of 35, literally no man's gonna want you. Let's talk about why this is the biggest load of BS. So my mutual Cecilia Regina, who I'm tagging below, been doing a series this week on how when it comes to the wealthiest men in the world, older women are the prize. And I'd just like to add some more examples to this conversation. So one of the examples that Cecilia gave was Jeff Bezos, who's arguably the wealthiest man in the world. And his current fiance, Lauren Sanchez, who's 53. Dr. Moyo, who was 50 when she married her billionaire husband. Melody Hobson, who was 44 when she married her billionaire husband, George Lucas. So far, what do we have in common? Intelligence, drive, and success. I'd also like to add Amal Clooney, who was 36 years old when she married actor George Clooney. Serena Williams was 36 when she married her Reddit co-founder and billionaire husband, Alexis Ohanian. Now, if we're talking about the highest echelons of society, you want to get down to royalty? No further than Princess Angela of Liechtenstein. She literally married Prince Maximilian of Liechtenstein when she was 41 years old. 41 people! And she did not give birth to Prince Alphonse until she was 42 years old. She met Prince Maximilian at a party because she was in the right circles. She's a highly accomplished fashion designer, she went to Parsons, and she was in the right rooms. And even more famously, we have Meghan Markle, who was 36 when she married Prince Harry, and didn't have Prince Archie until she was 37. When it comes to success, a lot of these people didn't meet until their mid-30s at the earliest, once they started to reap the benefits of their years of work. All these women are highly accomplished, intelligent women who stand on their own. So when society is saying that women expire at a certain age, ask yourself, does society have it together? Is society doing so great?
Who's going to tell her? One of you? Y'all are going to tell her? No? Well, I guess I'll have to be the one who tells her. Ma'am, you do know that the exception doesn't make the rule. You've heard of that, right? Right. Okay, do you think that the exception is somebody marrying in their so-called class? Or do you think the exception is someone marrying 1,000 times higher than them? Which one do you think is the exception? Oh, right. You seem to think the exception is marrying in your class, and that the rule is that females 35 years of age or older are somehow going to find billionaires to marry? What are you serious? No, you can't be serious. Because if that was the case, then we wouldn't have females out here complaining about how there's quote unquote no good men. Because if that's the rule and not the exception, that means that there are billions of millionaires just hanging around and sitting, waiting to marry quote unquote older women. Do you think that's the case? You think there are freaking princes just sitting around waiting for someone 41? You think there are music moguls just sitting around waiting for somebody who's 35? You think there are software engineers, company owners who are just sitting around waiting for a female who's 50? That's what you think. Come on, Ma. Come on, Ma. It doesn't matter how much you want to support the sisterhood. You cannot believe that that's the so-called rule. These examples that you gave are a prime example of how individuals like you give what they say on that one podcast, F. They say dog S advice. You're giving the crappiest advice because you want your sisters to live in fairy tale land. Because fairy tale land feels really good. It's weird though, because you all actually complain about men supposedly having Peter Pan syndrome. Yet you all seem to not want to mentally grow up and understand and accept what it is men are and what they do. Men, universally, between the ages of 18 and freaking 90, find females 18 to 24 the most attractive. That's the rule. But somehow in your twisted world, you say, no, no, no. Add on 11 more years from 24 to 35, and that's what men want. Because evidently, men are looking for extremely educated, extremely opinionated females who are not attractive. Because I looked at those females in those pictures she had, and I think Meghan Markle was cute, but I didn't see another cute one in there. So these men are marrying those type of females. That's the norm. No, it's not. But I'm going to tell you one thing that will help everybody understand what's happening. The reason why these guys married these females is because they do not understand their worth. I know you're probably thinking, like, how do they not understand their worth and they have billions and they're princes, they're high up in society? No, no, no. You have to understand. They get trained to think that females are the prize. They get trained that way. They get trained to lay their coat over a puddle of water. They get trained to open the door for a female. They get trained to take care of a female. They get trained that way from birth. So they don't understand that men are actually the prize because females give sex, but men give relationships. They're trained that females are at the top of everything. So that's why these individuals are like, hey, I'm going to marry a 50-year-old female when I can marry a 31-year-old female who's 30 years younger than me, or a 25-year-old female. They don't understand that that makes more sense because they're trained to think the opposite. Now, here's the thing. They feel it, though. They feel it. They're like, I really want these females. Hence why that survey had it to where men wanted females 18 to 24. So, mama, it doesn't matter how many times that you or any other female tries to push this thing of females should be okay doing things after 35 that they should have done in their early 20s. Men are never, ever going to be more attracted to those older females than they are the young, vibrant, beautiful, fertile ones.